Hey guys, I'm back. Now if you just saw my last video on the 42-inch curved light bar Auxbeam with the CREE LEDs and the fisheye lenses, this is its bigger brother. This is a 52-inch 300 watt curved light bar. Same 3 watt LEDs, same fisheye lenses. Now after testing out that last light bar, I was really happy with it. So I think I finally found the light bar to go on the top of my Tahoe. Tested out a few different ones, liked them all, but I think this is the one that's finally going to get mounted on top of the Tahoe. Now like I said, this is the same 3 watt CREE LEDs. It's a combination spot beam, flood beam. The last 12 LEDs on each end are flood beam, the rest is spot. Now if you're one of my subscribers that watch all my videos or a lot of my videos, first of all, thank you very much. Secondly, I know some of this stuff's going to get repetitive, get a little boring because you hear it over and over again. Like when I talk about the hardware, that's pretty much always the same, or I talk about the housings, that sort of stuff. But I try to look at it as though maybe this is the first video of mine somebody's watched, so I still try to cover everything. So I do apologize if that gets a little boring hearing the same stuff over again, but... Alright, with that said, let's take a closer look. Like I said, this is a good quality housing, just like the other Auxbeam light bars I've looked at. Looks to be in real nice shape, well built. Got those nice 4D fisheye lenses. Got the different concave and convex lenses for your spot beam and your flood beam. Here it is, an Auxbeam light bar. My new favorite light bar. Had a lot of experience with these things and I've been happy with every one of them, so I'm going to stick with those. Mounting hardware, same as all these light bars basically. Nice aluminum hardware, knurled on both sides, so you can mount it either way depending on how much space you have. Comes with the rubber isolators that go under the feet, soak up the vibration. Comes with the mounting hardware, Allen wrenches to tighten everything all down. Now hopefully if things go well, I'm going to be making a couple different videos with this 52-inch light bar. I want to make a video showing how I installed it on the Tahoe because I can't really find any brackets for it other than NFAB makes brackets, and I think one other place makes brackets for roof mount on my year Tahoe, 88 to 98 Chevy truck, Tahoe, Suburban, that sort of thing. And I'm going to try to make my own custom brackets or buy some cheaper brackets and modify them to make them work. So hopefully I'm going to make a video on that showing you how I did it in case anybody else is trying to do the same thing. The other thing I want to do, a buddy of mine, he's got some of these nostalgic worn spotlights. And he's getting ready to put them on his truck. And I said, before you do that, I really want to try these things out, compare them with the Spotlight light bar, and see what kind of differences we can come up with. I mean, this is old school. This looked really good for a long time. Everybody was doing it. Put these up on your roll bar. And they're good lights. I just kind of want to compare them to the new technology, see how much better which one is, and, you know, test them out, compare them. So we made this nifty little cheesy rig out of a piece of metal just so we can make it handheld, so we can aim it. And then he's going to put them on his truck, and I'm going to get this put on my truck, and we'll do some comparison videos. So hopefully if things go well, I'll have those other 2 videos coming sometime soon. Alright, since it's wintertime and I can't get the Tahoe up to the shop right now to install the roof mount brackets, I don't like to drive it in the snow and the salt. I got it mounted on my little test rack on Old Red here, so we're going to go ahead and test it out. It's not going to be quite as accurate as it's going to be on the Tahoe because this rack is mounted on the back of the truck, and I think I'm going to lose a little bit of the light shining across the hood of the truck, but we'll get a good idea what it looks like, and then later on when the roads clear up, I'll get the Tahoe up there and we'll get it mounted up on the roof of the Tahoe. That'll be a separate video. Like I said, I want to try to make a video showing how I installed it on the Tahoe, and hopefully maybe that'll help somebody with that kind of truck. But anyway, here's my stock high beam headlights, and let's check out this 52-inch curved light bar. Wow, that's a big difference. Let's go ahead and shut the headlights off and just have the light bar on. And let's go ahead and take that ride out back, see how she looks. Go past my little shooting range here. You can see it's really dark in front of the truck, but I think that's just because it's mounted on that test rack on the back of the cab, set up towards the front of the cab like you'd have it, you know, if you're going to mount it up by your windshield. But that thing definitely puts off a lot of light. After testing out that 42 inch, I knew I was going to be happy with this one, so here it is. Hopefully the weather will break soon and I can get it mounted up on the Tahoe. Of course, then again, it is December in Ohio, so I guess there's not a very good chance of that happening, but you can see that spot beam right up on the trees there. Good wide, broad spot beam there. And we're probably at about 35-40 yards from that tree line now. You can see that spot beam from those fisheye 4D lenses. Go and whip it around, take a look back up front here. I'd say that lights up the backyard pretty good. Now, as I mentioned in the last video when I did the 42 inch light bar, it seems like the camera wants to dim down even more with all the snow on the ground. Maybe too much light and it tries to reflect it down, I'm not sure. But it definitely looks brighter than you can see on the camera. But let's go ahead and fire up those headlights here and give you something to compare it to. There is just the stock high beams on the truck. And there's that 52 inch light bar. Yeah, I think I'm gonna like that just fine on top of the Tahoe. Like I said, I wanted to go with the fisheye lens. It's gonna be driving on the road, and I live in the country, so you know, back roads. We got Amish buggies, we got deer, all sorts of animals, and not always cars coming at you. So this way, I can see a long ways down the road, see if anything's coming. You know, be a little safer. Obviously, you don't want to drive around the city with this thing on. You ain't gonna be making any friends, but and that's pretty sweet. I like that. Go ahead and shut the headlights back off here. And like keys, are they driving me crazy? But lights up the neighbor's barn real well. Yeah, I'd say I'm going to be pretty happy with that. Another quick comparison for you. There's the stock high beams on the truck. And there is that 52 incher. And that really lights it up. I like that a lot. A little 32 incher I got on the front of the truck. And there's the 52. Yep, I think I finally found the light bar that's going on the Tahoe. So just gotta wait till I can get it up to the shop and get it installed. And yeah, stay tuned. I'm gonna make a video on how I installed it on the Tahoe. I'm gonna make custom brackets for it, and hopefully that'll help somebody. Well, there it is, guys. I'll put a link in the description below, like always, to where I got it on Amazon. Now, I've gotten several of these Auxbeam light bars so far, and I've been happy with every one of them. Haven't had any problems. Shipping's always fast. So now, like I said in the previous video, I'm not trying to sell light bars, not trying to push anyone's brand on you. Just trying to share my experience and maybe help somebody out. And when I pick, when I find something that I like, I stick with it. That's why I've tested out so many of these Auxbeam light bars. I mean, if they were no good, I'd have moved on to a different brand a long time ago, but I've been happy with all of them. So next light bar I get, most likely going to be an Auxbeam. But anyway, hopefully that helps somebody. Thanks for watching. See you next time.